Stop! You violated the law.
Good morning, time zone humans of the internet. Um, oh, I've had a morning. Sorry, I know I'm real late today, but it was just one of those things where I got sidetracked repeatedly. Hi, ADHD, aren't you fun? Um, so if you're new here, what I am doing is I am building a world and a game system to go with it. Tuesdays are world building days. It is Tuesday in New Zealand. I realize it is not Tuesday in most places, but it is Tuesday in New Zealand. Um, so basically, I'm using you, the audience, chat, as the kids call you, as my body double to make sure that I actually do this work. Um, Feel free, if you are watching, to ask any questions you want about the world. I will answer, provided they are not enormous spoilers about things that I have up my sleeve for future story stuff. But at the moment, we're dealing with real old history. So if that is of interest to you and you are curious about the things that live in my brain, um, feel free to ask. Just here to keep you honest, exactly. Make sure that I actually do it. Otherwise, I find other things to do instead of this. So I'm going to do this so you can see. Last week we started working on this family tree of the Silverleafs, who are the current ruling family of Althea. I'm kind of just going to keep going with that for now. Eventually we'll finish the Silverleafs and then we'll do something different before we tackle a different family tree, because this is going to get tiresome real fast. But yeah, I figured we'd just keep going with this because last time it came, a whole bunch of cool information came out of it. So that's what we're going to do. Why is this being slow? I am not at the top. Why do you think I'm at the top? Maybe I am at the top. Oh, I am at the top. I'm so dumb. Okay, so we started. We've got Althea. We've got Aemon, who was the Selenium brother that she married. We've got Evis, who was the guy who married Althea's daughter, Lura. We've got Arten, who was Lura's younger brother. Got Vestrin and Lathria, which we had a whole conversation last time about how there's a whole cottage industry of romance novels based on the love story of Vess and Nil when she was a youngish princess, not child level young, but youngish still for an elf. She was kidnapped, and Vestrin was the captain of the palace guard at the time, and he went after her abductors and got her back, and they fell in love and got married and had a child called Micah. Um, Micah married Sarai Stillmoon, which is how the Stillmoons got into the council. Sarai was extremely interested in equity in Althea. She objected to the fact that the whole council were elves. She thought that there should be more representation. Her ideas led pretty directly to the way that Merterra is run now, but she could never overcome Elder Castle's snobbery. Um, but she did get her family, the Stillmoons, into the council, like a seat at the council, essentially. Unfortunately, the current Stillmoons that we have met do not share her awesomeness. Anyway, Sarai and Micah were married. Lewel was Micah's brother. Vanali was the daughter of Sarai and Micah, and she married Talia. This also led us to have a whole conversation about how I don't think that gender stops you from having children. Um, when you are in a world of magic, I feel like you can overcome that barrier relatively easy using magic. So that's just not a thing in this world because it's my world and I can make it look how I want. And then after Vanali and Talia, we have Aaron, who I believe was their child. Double checking that I was right. Yep. So Aaron and Folin were the children of Talia and Vanali. So we're just gonna keep going, I guess, and see where it takes us. If you have any thoughts or questions, they don't have to be about this, they can be about anything. But I reserve the right not to answer if they are relevant to certain things that are going on in the world right now. And I'm not giving you spoilers, although I might give you small hints. You know, it's funny because I have a family like that. My own family has several genealogists in it, and they are very prone to, you're Kevin Goss's girl. That means that you are the granddaughter of this one, and blah 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 blah. And they go back 1,000 years, and I'm like, are you sure? Ah, yes, Aaron and Frolan were twins. That's right. I remember now. Did say that right at the end of the last one. So on the 8th, and the 3. Decided that it was minor if it was not a. So I decided minor if it was not a. Oh no, my headphones are beeping at me. This is because Adam was using them last night and he didn't charge them before he went to bed. Let me see if I can plug them in. Can get enough wire to be able to plug them in while I'm using them. Yeah, that should do it. I would say. Bear with me one moment, folks. Right. Now hopefully we won't run out of thinkiness. What were we talking about? Oh yes, we decided that it was minor regional if they did not end up being a ruler, I believe. Options. Where did we find the? There we go. Man, it's been 1 week. It's been 1 week, and I've already forgotten how this works. Frolan Silverleaf and his mama and his dada, who were say? No, there wasn't a dada. His mama and his other mama. Denali and Talia. He is connected to the Silverleafs, and that's about it. Now, right. Suppose I could put locations in. He would have been born in Elder Castle. Oh, then I'm going to have to go back and do all the others. We're going to just leave that there for now. Alrighty. So we have Frolan and Aaron. I don't know why Frolan... no. I don't know why Frolan gets to go first. Third of firstborn. 6, 8, 7. Remember. They've just decided. Aaron was, in fact, the one that became king, though. Okay. Then Theodra married Aaron. I believe in my brain canon, Theodra is what am I doing? Dump. It might be needed for storage use later, you never know. Could be, you're true. You're true, you're right. Indeed. Could happen. My bit's blah today. I don't know what's going on with me. Okay, so Theodra 671. No. That doesn't make... Oh, yep. Okay, that does make sense. I was like, that doesn't make sense. How could their child be born? No, this isn't their child. This is the person they married. I guess not that the days and months matter too much, but also, you know what I've started doing again? Birth of what was I saying? In my brain canon, Theodra is non-binary. Because I just know these things about my characters sometimes. It's weird. I just know. It's just one of those things that I just know. And they married Aaron. Gain a silver leaf. Oh, there we go. Right, let's just fix my prior error. Birth of. Must put birth of. Birth of Ferlin. Right. Birth of Aaron Silverleaf. That spelling, maybe I intended Aaron to be a girl. I don't remember. Some of them I know, and some of them I'm like, gender meh. Anyway. K. Eldrin would have been their child, I guess. Yep. So... yeah, I knew what you meant. The location. I got that. So, Eldrin. Silverleaf. Would have been the child of Aaron and Theodra. Eldrin was born in 838. I'm really worried that I'm going to get to the end of doing all this and I'm going to be like, oh, my timelines don't make sense at all. But that's fine. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Did it again. You'll need to just start shouting at me. Right, both of, because you're going to have to put other things in later. Still haven't worked out how to, to be fair, I didn't really try, but I haven't worked out how to tell it what colours I want. Law to be determined when it's needed. Indeed. So Eldrin was the child of Aaron. I think it's one of those things where I'm like, some of them, oh, wrong one, no, wait, is it the wrong one? Did I spell their name differently? Doesn't matter, not really. Elton, maybe I have more than one Theodra floating around in my stories. What? Oh no, it was that one, I'm just crazy. To be determined when it's needed. Sure. I mean, it makes sense, I suppose. You can't actually have absolutely everything worked out. Like, even this is a bit bonkers. I recognize that it's a little bit bonkers to create an entire family tree, but it helps me with conceptualizing the history of the place they're in. And I feel like it'll help when I am, because this history may become very significant. I just want to make sure, you know, I have it sussed. I also feel like it enriches things. Like if I've thought about these people and who they are, it enriches how this country ended up the way it ended up, you know? Exactly. It helps. It all helps. Birth of. Look, I remembered. Ardril. Springbeam. Ardril sounds like he may have some halfling in him, but don't tell anybody. Married Eldrin. So Ardril was born in 812. He was born in Dacia. Hey! Good morning, you're up early. I know, because I'm up early and we're in the same country. We're building family trees here, Monkey Magic. It's great stuff. I'm genuinely astonished that anybody cares about this who isn't me. I'm not gonna lie. It is odd to me. But whatevs, if you guys care, I am glad about that. It helps me to actually do the thing I need to do. Argel Springbeam married Eldrin Silverleaf. Correct? Yes. Just wait until we get into... I don't know if any of you have ever used World Anvil with any large amount of anything before, but it is... Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't put the other rulers on the council. It is... You could go real deep into it. Oh, I've been putting them in Althea. I've only been putting the rulers in Althea. Sorry, I lost myself there for a second. So, Micah. Luel was the first child of Micah. Yep, okay, so that's correct. But then Luel should be... No, Luel was Micah's brother. Right? Yep, Luel was Micah's brother. So, Talia and Nali. Nali was the one who was... You and Althea. Families, right? Yep. Okay, cool. And then Deirdre married Aaron, who was the ruler. So we'll pop. And there. Technically they're all Althea. And I probably should put it all. I should probably put it in because once we start moving beyond Althea, it may become relevant. Amen. Let's pop him in Althea as well. So that should be a location. Oh, guys, see, it's given me so much. Okay, no, we're not going to stress about that right now. I'll go back and fix it later. That's going to fall into the go back and fix it later category. I'm like, I should put them into Althea, and then I was like, but Althea is a place, so we should do it as a place. Why are you? No, you were not in the Gallant Horde. I must have. What have I done? No. What is happening? I'm so confused. Eldrin Silverleaf. Does not. Why does it think it's in the Gallant Horde? He doesn't say it's in the Gallant Horde. He says he was in the Silverleaf family. We're gonna put him in Althea. Oh, it's gone now. I don't know what it was doing. Yeah, it's an interesting thing because I build like a spider web. Like I've heard of these people who do everything in a linear fashion, but I will literally I build like I have ADHD because guess what? Like I'll encounter something and then I'll go, okay, but now this, in order for this thing to be true, I need to answer all of these questions, and then I'll go and answer all of those questions, and then this question will go, but in order for this to be true, I need to answer all of these questions, and then I'll go and answer all of those questions. So it's very all over the place, which you have probably picked up by watching me do this thing. So Adril's in there, Eldrin's in there. Eldrin was the king. Was he the king? Child of... Yes, Eldrin was the king. So he needs to be on the 7 families. He would have been on the council. Okay. Cool. Right, I think we've got it. Apparently there are people who just start at the beginning and continue in a linear fashion until they reach the end. I don't know how they do that. It makes no sense to me. How do they know what they're going to need to know? Your guess is as good as mine. It does, doesn't it? And then you've just got to stay dealing with one thing until you're finished with it. What if you get bored of that thing and you want to go do something else for a bit? It's going to be me at the end of the Silverleaf. Once we've done the Silverleaf tree, I'm going to be like, right, we're going to go and make up the shops in Merterra. Like, we're going to do something completely different. I think that is probably going to be my next thing, is fleshing out at least one of the cities in terms of the merchants and who's there and all that business. Because, to be fair, that's probably more useful than the family tree, but I don't care. I wanted to do this. And it's my world and I can do what I want. Because I am God here. Okay. So, Aeolus Silverleaf was in fact the child of Eldrin. Yes. So Aeolus would have been of national importance. Missed that with some of the others, but whatevs. Aeolus would have been the child of Eldrin, Silverleaf, and Ardril. Wait, Ardril, Springbeam, and he would have been in Althea, and one of the Silverleaf family, and also on the Council of Seven Families. Right. Okay. I will probably go back when I'm not. Maybe at the end of this, we'll go back and just tidy up some of the categorization of it, because I think I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's fine. So Aeolus married. Station dedicated to shopping. Yeah, pretty much. Like, my plan is to try to create actual like shop fronts for various different merchants in each of those places, so that when people say to me, I need to buy blah, I can literally just point at it and say, there it is with the prices. It also means that I can make my economy make sense, which I have never played an RPG game where the economy makes sense. So this one will. At least it will make sense to me. Because, oh shit, I will probably actually set up like formulas for figuring things out, and because nerd and spreadsheet nerd. Monkey Magic, you probably, Julio, yeah, we'll do Julio, we'll do everybody. You probably missed me saying last week, I don't know if you watched last week's one, but that I set up formulas for figuring out when people's birth years were and all that, based on the age of elves and how old they would have been when they got married and all of that business. Like, I worked my way down the chain by doing it that way, and then randomizing the birth dates so that they were just all over the place, and I didn't have any innate preference as to when people got born. So Gilana would have been minor because she married into the Silverleafs. She married Aeolus. That's not how you spell Aeolus. Aeolus Silverleaf. She was Gilana Dusk Cloud. And she was in Althea. And she was in the Silverleaf family. Yeah. Okay. Did it here. Why didn't you guys yell at me? Birth of. We're gonna do marriages and stuff too. And deaths, I guess, eventually. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. We're getting there. We can see the end. We can see the end. Alright, so Elisha and Darfin, I think, were both children of Gilana and... yeah. So, Elisha would have been the queen. It's all good. It's fine. I just have to use my own brain to remember things instead of trying to make you guys do it for me. So burn. Oi, second burn. bright yellow because that feels wrong in my brain. Asha, silverleaf, child of Gillis, and family, and of 7 families. Right. Cool, cool. Cool, cool. Then Elash's brother Duffin. This is kind of the middle. Like I did a lot of lore stuff with the early people, and then obviously there's quite a lot of lore stuff with the more recent people. But these middle bits were I did a whole tree, and then I realized that my tree did not account for enough years, because I had forgotten that the years are double the ages because of my double rotation thing. So I had to go back and add a whole bunch of generations to make my timeline work. So these middle guys are a little bit like, it was a lot of just, you know, fantasy name generator over and over again. But it's all good. We can make things up for them, I'm sure. Second of sap. Life birth. Daphne was probably not the minor to being not in fact the ruler. So silverleaf. Oh wait. Darfin's mama was Gilana. I realize that I have now pronounced it Gilana and Gilana, and at some point if it becomes relevant I will have to decide how you say it, but whatevs. Then Althea. Silverleaf. Boom. Okay. Kaimel. Married Elasha. I feel like I'm getting I feel like I need to do something different. Do you want to just look at some other things? Sorry, my brain has just decided that it's sick of that. Let's see what else we've got going on here. I was thinking of doing. This is another thing I do when I'm world building, is when my brain goes, I've had enough, I just do something different for a bit. What have I been working on? Oh, well, I know that I have... Maybe we should do some of these. I have Althea. Do Merterra, because I know Merterra better in my brain. Merterra Market. Should we do Julia? Let's do Julia since you're there. So they have changed the whole way of, oh no, I don't want to move them, of the way this is done, and I don't know that I love it. I think the advanced edit is the one where, yeah, because what this lets you do is it has a whole bunch of like things you can fill in that flesh it out, which is really neat and makes for it just makes it easier to kind of work through it, yeah? So, Julio. Do we have a last name for Julio? Did you ever give him a last name, or can I just make one up? Apparently it's owned by him. No one's contesting. Owning rank, what does that mean? Owner. Okay, so... Julio's class is a makes and sells various glass products. We'll go with that for now. Alterations, nah. Architecture, haven't really thought about that. Okay. Do you recall off the top of your head what Julio's... Is he a halfling? Am I remembering that correctly? Or do I just want everyone to be a halfling? That's possible. Is that all the content? Oh yeah, you can put a whole bunch of different rooms in the building. It's freaking cool, man. It's awesome. What it doesn't seem to have, however, is... It's a store, but you can't say what's in the store. That's a bit silly. I suppose we could just add a section for it. Sections. Do it as a manuscript. Right. There are no secrets. No. 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 Honestly. Let's go to Julio. See, this is what happens as I do this, and then I'm like, okay, let's go and do the person now. Because oh crap. Search from Julio. Julio. What did you say? Gnome. Edit. I do this a lot because fantasy name generator is amazing. It doesn't matter, I just need last names. Lufaneri. Giulio Lufaneri. That sounds kind of vaguely Italian. I'm going to go with that. That feels right. Lufaneri. Right. See, this is where this gets fun because the people stuff is awesome. We can just... So I'm just going to make this up. If it doesn't feel right, you let me know. I'm going to say he has brown eyes. He has... I'm going to say tell. He spends all his time in a workshop though. Pretty pale. Hair, short, brown, curly. Height, I don't know about heights. I'm going to just leave that alone. He is a boy person. He identifies as a boy person. Dense as a boy person. Straightforward person in that regard. Age. Oh, see, now I've got to do that other thing that I did. Because somewhere here I have a list of ancestries. Go to the ancestries page. Oh, maybe I didn't. Guys. I haven't published everything. I normally try to publish everything, but obviously I was on a mission. Alright, somewhere I have a list of the typical ages. The various peoples. Where did I put it though? Ancestry ages, there we go. Don't like this view. Do HTML. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, because I haven't actually finished it. That's why I haven't done it. Alright, gnome. 40 to 400? 400, okay. So we're going to say he is middle age, let's say 254. Him. Gnome. Elthian. Not really relevant. Don't know about his family. Probably not that religious. I don't know if he's religious. running his shop in Merterra. He's currently in Merterra. Not on a vehicle. I don't know what his birth date is, and I would have to work out his birth based on... I'm not going to do that yet. He was probably born... I feel like he's one of those people who has lived there his whole life. Okay. Affiliated organizations. So there would be... I don't know if I've put it in, though. I haven't. There would be one there. Do we just keep following Jax's endless bouncing of... See, this is why I don't understand people who do this in a linear way. Like, it makes no sense to me. I'm like, he would be in a guild. Have I put the guild in? Apparently not. Go and put the guild in. Oh, I haven't done any of the guilds yet. Whoa. Alright. So we're going to go add an article. We're going to... How do I add a... I don't even remember. Oh, add a category here. Ah, here. Guilds. Set current category as parent. So now I should have some guilds. There we go. And then in here... Wait. Thank you. We would have... This will be an organization. The Artisan Guild. That's why they're not showing. Alright. So I'm just going to chuck that in there so that I can link to it from him. Refresh. This is how I end up with 1,000 articles that are just the name of the article. Because I'm like, I'm going to just do this and then I'll come back to it. But there it is, the Artisan Guild. Cool. Don't care about alignment. There will be no alignment in my game because alignment is done. Right, that's everything for that page. And then we go naming. Julio. I feel like he probably has a bunch of middle names, but we're going to just go with... Spell it. Bufoneri. All he has for that. Mental. Personal history. Gender identity. Sexual. I'm not putting anything in all of this for now. Can't be bothered with that right now. Physical. We've kind of done that already. Anyway, yeah, you can put a whole bunch of stuff in here. And somewhere, at least there used to be somewhere, connect people to other people. Relationships. So we don't have biological relationships, but the teacher and mentor. Student and apprentice. These are fun. What does the person actually think, and what do they look like they think? I'm assuming that Crom thinks Julio is pretty nifty, and they both are pretty honest in their thing. Go with honest. How important is this relationship? I'm gonna go with important and vital. And we're gonna leave it at that for now. But that means that those are now connected. So that's fun. Why didn't it do it? Oh my goodness, did it just eat everything I just did? Bro. That's irritating. I'm not putting years in because like I said, I need to figure out how it all fits. There's the student and apprentice. There we go. And then it shows them, and you can see what they think about each other, which is quite fun. Okay, now the other thing I think I can do is connect it to shop. So organizations would be in the guild. Oh, I've got it here. This is okay. You probably can. I assume you would be able to. It would be strange if you can't. But honestly, I do it in here because it's a really good way of fleshing a character out. So this one I'm kind of rushing through because I love you dearly, but Julia is not super important to the main story. But if it's someone that is really significant to the main story, going through these prompts is a really good way of fleshing that character out inside my head. Because I have to think about things like where they were born and who their parents were and what relationships they have and all of that stuff. And it is definitely helpful for that. So while I can see the value of the CSV thing, it's not really the way I use it. Like, I use it very much as a way of prompting answering those questions, if that makes sense. Okay. So, just put a thing. The thing that bothers me about this is that I can't say what is in the shop, but I suppose that's fine. We can just probably create it as a manuscript because you can attach manuscripts. So somewhere there is I don't really want to make it. There we go. So we could go create and link a new article. The article would be product list of glass, and then we would just set it up in our manuscripts thing. I don't know what that looks like though, so maybe we should just do no, this is what I want, please, thank you. Thanks. So a manuscript, as far as I can tell, is literally just a document that you just dump stuff in. I imagine that it's more for people who are writing novels, but in true Jack style, I am going to do it differently because that's how I roll. So we're going to go product list. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but that can go in the center. The heading. I'm going to just insert. I just kind of want to see what it looks like. Is the thing. So insert a table. So we'll go item, category, price, stock, something like that. Item, no, we'll go category, no. Category, item, price, stock. Oh my goodness. Select all of them. Thank you. And we're going to make that a smaller heading. And I'm going to say glasses. Pack out 6. Something like that. I'm going to just put in a random price for now because I haven't worked it out yet, and there are 10 of them, and these are under homewares, for example. Then we can have another homewares. save. Now what I want to do is go here and see what it actually looks like. So, go here, go here, here. See how much world I have that I've not even barely touched you all. Merterra markets. Go Merterra markets, please. Julia. CNN. Ooh, it didn't show any table. That's not great. Showing the table. To change a setting. Right. Please try again. Clear scene at all. That is not what I'm using it for. Why isn't it showing? Maybe it just needs another shot. Give it another go. No? Weird. Okay, so that's apparently not gonna work. I said it's a public, right? Yeah. Interesting. It saves automatically. It's not gonna work. Maybe there's a better way to do it. Scripts, stat blocks, advanced tools, calendar, chronicles. Oh, that's just the thing I've been building. Okay. Tables? Oh, that's probably a better way to do it. Oh, it's a rollable table. Maybe that's not what we want. First, white. Oh. Oh, that's quite cool. Okay. Alright, I'm not quite sure the best way to do that then. Maybe the tables is the best way to do it. I'm not showing you the secrets. That's too secret. Too secret. There are in fact secrets, but right, let's try this. Let's try this. So Julio's glass product list. Hey Monkey Magic, do you just happen to have one of these? Because I know what you like about these sort of things. You frequently just have these things. I'm just curious. Column 1 is category. No, you're not gonna let me do that? Ah, okay. Category. Oh, I have to save, Jax. I'm so dumb. Save. There we go. Okay, we want to add a column. The column is going to be called item. Add column. We're going to add another column. This column is going to be called price. Can I change? No, we probably want it to be text because of prices work. And then stock. Maybe we make this a dice. Okay. So now we have homewares. We have drinking, glasses, 6-pack, small. Price is going to be, I don't know, 10p. No, I meant, did you have like a product list? I just know what you like. Okay, so we're gonna make this but then I think people can roll for what's actually in there. That's cool. Now the next question is, can I link this to the table? Maybe yeah. I just want to make sure it works before I put a whole bunch of work into what if I want to link to something in World Anvil? I feel like you should be able to do that. Okay, that's fine. We can do it this way. Nope, you can go away now. I'm done with you. Let us go to... So, we're in manuscripts. I'm just going to go and delete that manuscript because we're not actually going to use that for this purpose. What I might do, however, is start, because I sometimes write bits of the story. What I might start doing is putting in little story bits, but making them Patreon only. Just because I have a lot of Patreon people who I just feel like they don't really... I understand that people support me there because they are trying to, you know, they just want me to be able to do the thing, but I still feel like I want to give them something special for it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, so if we go to... Oh, hi, Kyle. How are you today? How nice of you to join us. We're doing a deep dive into Jax's strange methods of building things here. It's fun. We started with family trees, and now we are going on a... Oh no, you have the plague. Do you have the actual plague? The plague of our time. The coves, or just average plague. Okay, well that's good, I suppose. But still, the plague is not nice. Not nice. Okay, how do I actually link to this? Know how to do this. Maybe I hit save changes. That probably would help. Then show up somewhere. How to let it be seen. Bed. Ah. Ahaha. Want it on a sidebar. Maybe. Maybe. That's how we do it. What do we think? Kindly sod off. Oh, I'm sorry that you... Ah ha ha ha! I'm sorry that you feel shitty. Sorry, I got really excited because it's working. Kind of working. It still seems really... Can you... It's not really what I wanted. I wanted it to take you to it. Okay, maybe we do it a different way. Maybe we copy that. And we... Wait. Take that away. And we go to content. We go to design. We go to content. Just do... This is Julia's mouse, yep. Going to say insert waffle about store here, and then we're going to go product list, and we're going to make that bold, and we're actually going to make it a heading, and then we're going to paste the table. And now, if I am as clever as I think I am, haha, there we go. So what this tells me is that when we make shops, we can make a table for each shop, and put the table into the storefront, I'm so excited about this, I can't speak, article for the store, and then people can just shop in it, which is dope. So what I might do though is add a column. Oh, I'm so excited about this. It's so dumb how excited I am. Anyway, I want this to be a what's the difference between roll and look like? Hang on. Oh, it's a min-max thing. Okay. Okay, maybe not roll then. Delete column. Didn't do what I wanted. What I want is for a column where it is it's essentially a binary. Do they have it or not is what I'm going for. Right. So I don't know if it's doing what I wanted to do. I managed to get the first one to work. Am I missing a save button? Am I being dumb? I do not see a save button. It usually saves automatically, is the thing. So but it didn't let me. This may be more complicated than it's said that it's, inclined to do, but you guys, and so why is that one recognizing it, but this one isn't? Ah, okay. Added it after we had done the thing. That's why it's mad at us. Alright, so homewares. Item. Drinking glasses. That's not how you spell drinking. Drinking glasses. 6-pack. Small. Price. Random price, which we will totally fix later. Just want to see if it's going to work. This is going to be 2d10. Update, and this is going to be 1d2 if it'll let me do that. Update. One equals no, 2 equals yes. Save. Let's just see what has happened and if it is doing the thing. I'm sorry that you feel like death. Sorry, I got really excited that my table was doing the thing I wanted it to do. We know it works, we've just got to figure it out. Save. Save! It helps if you hit the save button, you complete doofus. There we go. Alright, so you can roll. So I rolled a 1, which means there are currently no drinking glasses in stock. If I rolled a 2, then I would be able to say how many are in stock. This does, of course, rely on, you know, people being honest and all that shit, but that's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to put that one there. So it's a logical order. Because then we can just populate this, and that's the cool thing. And we can also, it looks like, sort by category. I don't know if you can do, oh, you can do it here. Which is cool. You have to sort by category though. So it only sorts by the first. That's an important thing to know, that it only sorts by the first column. Which in this case I think makes sense, but it does mean that we may need to think about that in future tables. Anyway, that's cool. So I could, for example, now go homewares, drinking glasses, 6-pack, medium. Those can be 15. Be the same. Because the cool thing about this is if I have like magic emporiums, for example, with items, is you can make that, is it in stock or not, a much more difficult thing. Like you can make it a D6, but it's only in stock if you get a 6. Depending on the rarity of the item, whatever it is. But what it does mean is that I don't then have to think about it. I can just go to the table and do the rollies, which is neat. You can also roll on the table, so you could make it, if you wanted to make a table that was like a random encounters table or something like that, you could do that, which is neat. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Look at that. That's dope. That's dope. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to go too deep into making his entire... I started doing it with Galahad's at one point. Why is this all highlighted? Stop being highlighted. No, okay. I started doing it with Galahad's in a spreadsheet, so maybe that would be a better one to do in reality than Julia, because people go to Galahad much more frequently. But I want to figure out, before I get too deep into this, I really want to figure out the economy, which I started working on as well, because I want to go back to, I feel like a gold piece should be a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is do the copper, silver, gold thing, and make it metric. She says, looking at America, it's going to be metric. I'll do the yards and feet because everybody understands yards and feet in the context. It's the only place I understand yards and feet is in the context of TTRPGs. But the money will be metric, so it'll probably be 10 tens. So one copper is 10 silver, and 1 silver is 10 gold, and 1 gold is 10 platinum. But a copper will be essentially $1. Is kind of my brain maths about it. So, like a New Zealand dollar in my head. So then I can work out what I think should cost in New Zealand dollars, what would be a reasonable price in New Zealand dollars, and put it in as that. So these drinking glasses would be far too expensive based on that logic. And I will make spreadsheets, and there will be formulas, because I'm a nerd, and that's how I roll. What I'll probably do is have a new one. I feel like I started this. I'm sure I started this. I'm just gonna have a little looky look. In my DM folder. Azurhia. There, I did start it. Look at that. Give it a minute. It's gonna open, and then you're gonna going to see that I did in fact start doing this. And then I got sidetracked and didn't finish doing it. Because this is the story of my life. Yeah, I started doing... Cool. Yeah, I started doing like produce and all of basically the Circle Creek ones. So the alliums, Albertson's produce. I really did get going on it, all kinds of, and then I stopped. I did like herbs and spices. I don't think I did services really. Yeah, it was clearly I got sidetracked there. It's because I copy pasted. Copy pasta. But yeah, so I did start it. So we can actually probably use this. And I had it working it out. So I had, if $1 is how did I do it? Oh, I must have had $1 is 1 silver. That kind of makes sense, to be honest. Yeah. I even went so far as to like find online spice shops and use the pricing there as a basis for figuring out what the different spices would cost. And because like produce I can manage, I buy those things, but not that I buy spices too, but not every single day, so I don't know off the top of my head what things should cost. And then obviously I need to adjust for what is actually available in Althea and what has to be imported and all that kind of business. But it means it's there, so I did start it, which means that the formulas are already in place and we can just do the thing. I think, yeah, look at this. I even had like seasonal. Oh man, past Jax was on a roll. Current Jax apparently forgot that this was the thing she had already started doing. So yeah, maybe next week we'll just build these, like Ben's shop and the Albertsons shop, and start building Arbuckles, because that is not everything Arbuckles has. See how we go. That could be fun. Can't believe I'm this excited about shop lists, you guys. I'm such a dork. Anyway, that's probably it for today. Thank you for hanging with me. This was a little bit all over the place. I'm sorry. You got to just watch my brain go bounce, 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 because we went from the Silverleaf family tree to me getting bored of doing the family tree, and then we bounced to let's do some shops in Merterra. And so we started on Julio's, and then we bounced back to actually setting up Julio as a character, and then back to how do we make a product list. But to be perfectly honest with you, that is a really good example of how I normally work. For me to stay on one task for a whole hour is unusual. Usually what happens is I bounce and bounce and bounce until I find something I get fixated on. So that's fun. Or maybe I'll make a wheel. I'll make a wheel with all of my articles in, and we can just start with one and see where we end up. Anyway, I don't know. I will be back here on Thursday morning, same time, same place. On Thursday we will be doing game system stuff. Last week we were working on, I don't remember, ancestries. I think we were working on the skill trees. So yeah, if you're interested in where I'm going with that and what I have in mind and watching me figure out the details of it, come and hang. I realize that some of these are going to be very just data entry, but you can always ask me lots of questions about my world while I'm doing it and then find things out. I think that Matt and Nick got some really sneaky things last week because they happened to be there while I was doing family tree stuff, and so I got to talk about attitudes about gender and marriage and how heredity works and all of that stuff because of that. So that's it. This was far more of a how does World Anvil work. I will also add that I am on like the top membership tier of World Anvil, so I have access to everything. So if you're not on that tier, you won't have all of these awesome tools. You will only have some of the awesome tools. But for me and what I'm doing right now, it is 100% worth it to have these tools to flesh the stuff out. So that's why I do it. That's me for today. I'm going to go and be a normal person in the real world and do my day job. boring. However, I love you all very much, and I will see you. Well, I'll be doing Jackson's Not a Gamer tomorrow night for those of you who are in time zones where that's helpful. Don't know what game I'm playing yet, haven't spun the wheel. We'll do it tomorrow. And then back here on Thursday. I love you. Have a beautiful time zone wherever you are. Kyle, I hope you don't die of plague because I like you and I would be sad. Mwah. Adios.